Well, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday and it's raining, but it is 2 days before more Expo. So I am loaded up and I'm hitting the road to get down there and have a great time. However, I got a few things I got to do first, and one of those is drop off this. It's a overnight sleep study that I took last night, and I got to drop it off today. So not quite headed out of St. Paul yet, but will be very shortly. I'll see you guys on the road. Well, as you can see, this is definitely not the loveliest day in the world. So I think, unlike other years past where I've gone down to more on the back roads through Iowa and Missouri, I'm pretty much going to take the interstate at least all the way down till I get south of Des Moines. My plan is to camp tonight somewhere, I don't know, near Cameron, Missouri, or near there somewhere, if the weather is cooperating. If it's pouring hard and the weather stinks, then I may just do a hotel. But if I get a chance and I can still meet my 3 o'clock deadline for tomorrow, I will see if I can hit some cool spots on the road. So let's see. Well, I'm officially in Iowa, just crossed over the border. It stopped raining, but it's still pretty overcast. Again, I'm going to stay on the interstate until about Des Moines and see what the weather's doing and what time of day it is. I may hop off and get some back roads then and see what we can see. Pretty open. All I know is I got to be down to more by 3 o'clock tomorrow. Well, I think on a cloudy day like today, the doors said it best. Waiting for the sun, I'm waiting for you to come along. You know, I've yet to see if this is the strangest life I've ever known, but who knows, it probably is. I just fueled up in Des Moines. I'm going to go ahead and head south on the interstate a little farther, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut back east a little bit and pick up where I was going to camp tonight. Now, I think it's going to be more like 2:30 when I get there. That's probably pretty early to stop, but I want to go check it out, and then we'll keep going a little farther, and then I'll take some of the burden off driving tomorrow as well. And yeah, I'm anxious to see what this campsite looks like. And then I've got to find another one if I decide to pass on it. So anyway, here we go. When I made that last stop in Des Moines, I forgot to get something very important. More ice. Well, okay, I just rolled into Missouri. We are making progress and slowly getting there. Again, I'm going to jump off here probably in the next 30 miles or so, if not less than that. We're going to run over to Trenton and check out the campsite that I had planned on. So I don't know if I'll stay there tonight. I think it's still going to be pretty early to stop. So, but I'm anxious to see it. It's getting to be a really gorgeous day now. After basically burning up the first part of the day on the interstate, I made my way onto the back roads east of Bethany, Missouri, and headed to where I had planned to camp for the night, Knob State Park. Knob State Park is in the northeast portion of Missouri and covers over 1,900 acres of rolling green hills. You'll find more than 17 miles of hiking and biking trails, plus campgrounds and picnic areas scattered about inside the park. The highlight, though, are the pretty views of Lake Wetona. Well, all right, guys, I have stopped at Knob State Park, which is just a few miles west of Trenton, Missouri, and about 15 miles east of the Interstate 35. It is a really nice park. It's quiet. There's a great campground. We drove through it. Perfect if you're pulling a trailer. I'm tent camping. I can still get a place up there. Very nice, and lots of open spaces on a Wednesday. Looks like they're doing a lot of updates here too. They're mowing the grass, and looks like they're prepping some trails. And there's some good hiking trails I can see from the road as well. Now, I'm not going to stay long. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon, and this was where I was going to stay tonight. If it was 4:30, I'd stick around, but I can get a couple more hours closer to Springfield, and I think that's probably a good idea, especially if it's going to be raining tomorrow. But yeah, this is a really nice park. The lake is absolutely beautiful. If you're ever near Trenton, Missouri, I encourage you to check it out, Knob State Park. Well, you can definitely tell that it's springtime in Missouri. Everything is starting to bud out, the grass is getting green, and the fields smell like crap. Alright, you gotta love being off the interstate. These twisty back roads here in Missouri are absolutely wonderful. Kind of makes me wish I was on a motorcycle again, but they're pretty fun in the truck too. And wow, it's just beautiful. After all the interstate driving, it was nice to be doing some miles on Missouri's lazy gravel back roads. These roads are taking me south, past many small farms, and through several lush conservation areas. It was truly relaxing to be meandering south on the not too dusty dirt roads and old blacktop. It wasn't long before I found myself in the town of Waverly along the south shores of the Missouri River. The back roads were looking interesting westward along the river, so I began making my way toward the town of Lexington. And there, I'd get the chance to check out a bit of Civil War history. In 1853, this home overlooking the Missouri River was known as the largest and best arranged dwelling house west of St. Louis. Built by Oliver Anderson, who made his riches in hemp and cotton manufacturing, this massive home featured fine walnut interior woodwork, large rooms, and spacious hallways. This Greek-style house stood as a symbol of its mid-19th century success. It's also noted that it's believed that 2 rooms in the upper level were used by some of the enslaved people forced to work in the home. In 1857, the national financial panic and the depressed hemp market caused the financial downfall of Oliver Anderson, and the real estate, personal property, and enslaved people were auctioned off. Anderson was still allowed to live there until the Civil War came to his front door in 1861. A strong supporter of slavery, Anderson was forced from the home for refusing to take an oath of allegiance to the Union. Anderson was eventually arrested, while his home was used by the Union as a field hospital. On September 18, 1861, Union soldiers and Missouri State Guard began a bloody 3-day fight, with the home exchanging hands 3 times in just the first day. The battle caused extensive damage to both the exterior and interior of the home, with bullet holes and cannonball damage still visible today. After the war, Anderson was banished from Missouri and never returned to the home he built. In 1958, the home and portions of the nearby battlefield were donated to the Missouri State Park system, and it became a state historic site. With the sun getting lower in the west, I needed to find a place to camp for the night. I found a few sites, but both were private church-type campgrounds. Rain was in the forecast, and my belly was getting hungry, so I decided to just grab a hotel room in Odessa, Missouri, and grill some burgers at a nearby city park. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday before More Expo, and I was feeling a little guilty about staying in a hotel last night, but when I woke up this morning, we had thunderstorms, so I'm really glad I did that, and I'm not packing my camping gear away wet. Now, I did have a nice dinner last night at a park nearby. That was fun, and but it was nice to have the hotel to take a shower this morning and charge my cameras and phone and stuff like that. Today, I'm going to go get some breakfast, and then we'll see what the weather does. It may limit what I can do before I get to Springfield. I'm only about 3 hours away, so let's get rolling. Ooh, I do like a good helping of biscuits and gravy. JJ's Downtown Cafe here in Odessa. Very good. With an early start to the day, I didn't have to rush down to Springfield, so I took some time to enjoy the area, and that meant a nice little stop at Hazel Hill Lake. Now, I had driven through this area before in my previous visits to the More Expo, but I had never stopped other than to fill up with gas. It was turning into a nice morning, so I thought I'd explore a little and head over to Knob Noster State Park, just east of the town of Warrensburg. know if I'm going to be able to catch one on my camera, but I am near the Whitman Air Force Base, and there have been some A-10 Warthogs flying over, which is like the ultimate fighter plane to me. I just think they're incredible what they can do and the abuse they can take and still keep delivering what they need to deliver. Very cool. I don't think I've ever seen one in flight. I've seen them on the ground, but never in flight. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. With my route now basically hugging a main highway into Springfield, I decided to just hop on and make tracks to the expo site. I had pretty much seen the sites that I wanted to see, all that is but one, and I picked that one up on my way back home. Located just a few miles north of the town of Higginsville was another landmark dedicated to Missouri's Civil War history. Once located on the site of this pretty park setting, the Confederate Soldiers' Home of Missouri provided comfort and refuge to 1,600 Civil War veterans and their families for nearly 60 years. This site isn't associated with any particular battle, but it is an indirect result of the war, a place created to care for Missouri war veterans who could no longer care for themselves. Here you'll find beautiful ponds, picnic areas, a restored chapel, and the Confederate Home Cemetery. This park is a popular place for walking and biking, and oddly enough, a place to play a round of frisbee golf. I grew up in Minnesota, the North, so it's fair to say I know very little about Missouri's Civil War past. Stopping at these sites made for an interesting and educational drive down, and I hope to find more of these quiet historic places on my next trip down to the expo. Thank you all for watching, and go take the time to explore some historic roads and places near you. It's fun to get out there, discover, and learn something new. So until the next video, I'll see you guys down the road.